early. What is happening? What is happening, people who are watching this on replay? Welcome, welcome. Go comment something down below like popsicles are good. Something like that. You know, I don't know. What do people comment when they're back, when they come back for something like this? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. We're just waiting for people to come in, but my God, do I want to talk some. Not only do I want to talk a little bit about Friday the 13th. Well, that's the main focus of this stream. But do I really want to talk about the sadness? Because I just got 30 minutes into that. And oh my God. that might be the greatest first 30 minutes to a horror film I may have ever seen. So, for whatever reason, I'm not getting any comments. I'm looking at my. Oh, there we go. Okay, now they're popping up. What's going on, Stellar the Alien Deer? I love the name. Nice. Hey, yo, what's going on? What's going on? T-Dog was here 37 hours ago, but welcome, T-Dog. If you're maybe stopping in now, maybe you were waiting that whole time. Maybe you were here for 37 hours and now you've just come in. So some good stuff. Gavin White says, I just watched Friday the 13th from 2009. Nice. That's probably I'm not going to lie. I'm going to let this stream kind of decide, but I want to watch one of them tonight. I'm not sure which one I want to watch. I just watched 2 and 4 through the past week. That's a really funny comment. But welcome to the stream, Gavin. I don't know which one I want to watch this tonight though, because I watched 2 and 4 already, and 2 and 4 are like some of my favorites. So I want to watch something else that's kind of weird. The remake is up there though, definitely for sure. So I just ordered my Shout Factory box set, nice, today, and 5 hours of cleaning yesterday. Good stuff, Adam. Good stuff. Well, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your Friday the 13th box set. I'm incredibly jealous. I need to get one of those if I could. You're lucky I'm even here after your trash talk of Full Moon Pictures. Yeah, I do trash talk them a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. A little bit? No, a lot. Anytime they come up, I'm like, if it says Full Moon Pictures, you can probably skip it. But I'm not gonna lie. I'll be straight up with you though. Full Moon does have a few movies where I'm just like, okay, this is fantastic. Like I could watch this all day. But 90% of what they do, just not for me personally. But thank you for stopping by the stream though, Kat. I love your profile picture, by the way. The Epic Noob says hi, hello, welcome. The Remake is my fave says huh, with Jenna Ortega from X as your profile picture. I dig that. That's awesome. The Remake's banging, man. The Remake is underrated. I love it. A lot of people don't love. Running Jason, like he's running around all the time. So, check your audio, bro. What? Am I hot? Is it like really loud? I can turn it down a bit. There we go. How's that? Am I really loud? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. What's going on, Austin? What's up, Austin? How's it hanging? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Friday the 13th stream. Talking a little bit about that. I've only watched the original Friday the 13th. Oh, okay. To me, I'm turning this up. I can't even hear myself now. To me, I think the original might be one of the worst ones, honestly. And hot take, I know, but I used to. You got a bit of an echo, but I get a bit of an echo. Maybe that's because I got this going on. How's that? Maybe that's better. No? Possibly? I don't know. Audio sounds good. Whoa, what is wrong with this audio? I don't know. What is wrong? I feel like everything's looking good. I'm gonna pull up my own stream and we're gonna get this all fixed up. I sound fine. Y'all are wrong. I got so scared there for a bit. I'm like, oh God. Ah! Y'all are wrong. I got so scared there for. Oh, I am a little echoey though, actually. That is kind of weird. Give me like 2 seconds, everybody. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe something's weird. Mike is microphone. Oh, I'm using my webcam audio for some reason. That's bizarre. I don't know. This is bizarre. This has never happened to me before. Here we go. This has never happened to me before. It sounds like I'm on a date, you know? And it's just like, oh shit. Let's see if this is working. How's that? How does that sound? Does that sound good? Can we test that a little bit? No? Yay? Nay? Sounded good? Maybe. I don't know. How's that sound? Listen, I promise if you're coming into this stream and you're just like, my God, can this guy shut up? How's that sound? Listen, I promise. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. I sound a lot better. Thank you guys for a little technical difficulty. Nothing we can't get over. No big deal. Carter Scotland Allen with a super chat already. Thank you so much, Carter. I greatly appreciate it. Go get yourself some snacks and enjoy whatever you watch this Friday the 13th. Thank you so much, Carter Scotland Allen. I greatly appreciate that, man. Carter was so kind the other day to have me on his channel, and we talked about one of my favorite super underrated shark movies, Shark Night 3D. So thank you so much for the super chat, man, and thanks for having me on your channel, dude. I appreciate it. So, but yes, talking about Friday the 13th though. I rarely get to talk about this movie because it's not so we haven't had a new one, so I haven't had updates on like a new one or anything like that. So what do you guys think about a new Friday the 13th? Now that the lawsuit's kind of out of the way, we kind of have to work some things out with the two people that lawsuit was between. We got to figure that out. But what do you guys want from a new Friday the 13th? Do you want same old, same old? Do you want something completely different? I actually had my buddy message me the other day, Sean from Zomleader Studios. I was in his Alien movie the other day. I want to say hi to a few people before I continue this, by the way. Maverick, I don't know if I said hi to you, but howdy, hey, man. Hey, Jake, hope things are going well and filming the Red Right Hand as well, too. Thank you, Denisha. Tonight, we're starting. We're starting tonight. We're going to do a little just something tonight. Nothing crazy tomorrow. We're going to really start with it and all that. But tonight, we're getting a couple people together. So Ghostface is here. Oh, my God, it's Ghostface. Where's the clip? Holy shit, it's Ghostface. Thank you for stopping by the stream, Ghostface. I want a Friday the 13th TV show. Interesting, says CNR Studio Beta. Wasn't there a Friday the 13th TV show, but like it had nothing to do with Jason and all that? Or I don't know. To my knowledge, I don't know what's I remember there was like something along those lines, but I've never seen it, unfortunately. I would love to see like maybe actually, if you saw AHS season 9, American Horror Story season 9, that was kind of TV show version of Friday the 13th. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I'm not a big, not huge into American Horror Story, but I did really like that season particularly. I thought that was a lot of fun. Like I said, felt like a Friday the 13th, like run-of-the-mill, like kind of slasher along those lines. And Emma Roberts stars in it, so it's like, hey, that's cool. For you Scream fans out there. We got Ghostface, who's mad about not a full cast list today. I've been looking for it, nothing. So I don't know, but I want to keep the conversation on Friday the 13th. That's why we're here. That's what we're talking about. I want to keep it going on that. But honestly, I think the thing I want to see from a new Friday the 13th is, and I hate to say it, I kind of want to see same old, but maybe like twist it in a more modern take. I know, I'm the guy who's always preaching, do something different here, do something different here. But the Friday sequels are all pretty much the same. And I love them. Like, I absolutely love all of them. And the only one I don't love is, Jason Goes to Hell is probably the only one I don't love. And even that movie has a lot of things to love. So I don't know. For me, I really want to see something that's like familiar, same setting, Jason going after camp counselors, but just have like more interesting characters. You can build upon that very simple idea of like camp counselor kind of characters and then just like making them cooler characters. you know what I mean? It's not that, I don't think it's that crazy of an idea, and you can really expand upon it and twist it in certain ways, different directions. I really like in part 7 how you have a character who is competent against Jason Voorhees. That's what's so cool about some of the later sequels is in the 7th film, you have a final girl who like actually has mind powers and can fight off Jason. Like, I think that's really cool. I would like to see almost some more stuff like that. So You mean you like Jason X? Nuh-uh. Listen, the only thing I don't love, Jason X is a B movie, right? Right? Like, you're not supposed to be taking it seriously. The thing I don't like about Jason X is the humor doesn't always hit for me. Like 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. But sometimes it does. And genuinely, I think Jason X could have been one of the best, like, silly, so bad it's good movies ever made if they would have, like, focused that humor a little bit on, like, making fun of the franchise more. Because, like, the parts that stand out the most to me from that movie especially is like the when you see like Uber Jason and he's walking through the vision and he's just like, and you see the girls at the camp and they're just like, oh, let's have premarital sex, it'll be fun, you know. It's like that's so funny to me. I kind of wish Jason X focused a little more on that like meta humor and making fun of itself a little bit more. That would have been so ahead of its time too. And that joke, it in itself is actually very ahead of its time, which I think is cool. But I would have loved to have focused that whole movie on that instead of the whole back and forth, like, oh no, he's coming. You think kind of humor. Like, I don't find that funny. That's just like, oh, okay, great. You know, nice. But I don't know. That's just me though, personally. I really like Jason X. It's fun, but yeah. Ty Lee, what's going on, man? What's up? What's up? New Blood is one of my favorites, definitely. Yes, I love the New Blood. I don't know. I think it slaps. I really enjoy that one personally. What's her name? Tina from that? Is her name Tina, who can use mind powers? And she's basically just Carrie. I don't know. I really enjoy it. I think it's fun. I like that they kind of like 6 and onward, they kind of just like really dive into the supernatural stuff. And I think if they want to see that, if they want to see success in the Friday franchise again, do a movie that almost feels like an overture of everything that has come before it. That could be really cool. And maybe don't do a requel at this point. Every franchise has done a requel. Let's do something where it's just like you take elements from all the other movies and you kind of cram them all into one cohesive story. That could be fun, I think. Carter Skyland Allen with another super chat. Thank you so much. Friday the 13th, 2009 is one of the best horror reboots and remakes. Damn, I like that take. It's not my favorite, but for remakes, it's up there. I honestly, yes, I totally agree. I think it's a lot of fun. I just think I don't know. To me, you took that simple concept and you once again made it interesting and cool again. You have Jason running around. So that's a change, first of all. And that I really liked. I think that's cool. But also, I think what else is fun about that is not all of the characters suck. Not all of them. And you also get an awesome opening sequence that like just immediately sets the tone really well. The story overall isn't like fantastic, but what Friday film has a great story, right? I really enjoyed Friday 2009. I think it's a really fun remake, and it's definitely one of the better Friday films, I'd say. I'm about done. You're about done with the character, right? In the wrestling game. I need your state and town where you're from, so when you come out, it will say in the game. Say I'm from Yonkers, New York. Say I'm from Yonkers. KillJoy Jake all the way from Yonkers, New York City. Or where was it was Friday the 13th was filmed in New Jersey, so wherever that was filmed, give me that city. Give me that city. Denisha, thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Jake, good luck on filming. Make us proud. I will absolutely try 100%. So thank you. I know you will. Can't wait to see it. Excited for you. I know it's not going to be easy. You go and make us proud. Yes, hell yeah. Thank you so much, Denisha. I greatly appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to start filming too. I want to keep it on topic a little bit, talking about Friday the 13th. Look at me dancing and all that. But I am very excited to start filming tonight a little bit. We're only filming like half of a scene tonight technically, but I'm really excited. We're getting the whole gang together, to do it. So Red Right Hand comes out in December, so check it out then. Check it out then. Hell yeah. But yes, talking a little bit about Friday the 13th a little more though. Something I think I kind of want to see from it more than anything though, if they are to do another movie, like I said, I feel like there's so many different phases of this franchise. You get that with a series that has 12 movies. I really want to see something that's like
once again, totally different, but also like kind of feels like a Friday film. You know what I mean? I think why a lot of people loved the second Fear Street movie was because of how much it felt like just a back to basic slasher. It felt like just a original old school Friday the 13th. And even though when those movies were coming out, people would complain about like, oh, they're so repetitive, it's the same thing over and over again, they still, almost all of them really made a lot of money. So I don't know. They kept making them too. I mean, like a lot of those movies came out in the 80s too, like back to back almost, like back to back years, all those movies. So I really do love the Friday the 13th movies. I think all of them have something to offer too. They all like have similar premises and concepts, but they kind of just twist it in one way or the other, just a little tiny bit with every movie, which is why I think you have so many of those films and why they stayed successful, why people kept going to see them. Because there's always like one little thing about it that was a little twisted or a little different every single time. I don't know. It's so rare to see that in a franchise, and the Friday the 13th franchise especially is super special for that. So we have Rioters saying, let's fucking go! Friday the 13th news! I hope we have some news. That's the thing. It is just Friday the 13th, which is why I'm streaming and talking about it. But hopefully we can have that happen. Hopefully we can have some news. Hopefully we can have a new movie. Your boy Malik says, I hope both parties decide to give the franchise to one person who truly cares for it so this situation does not happen again. And I totally agree. I think that's kind of the problem here is this whole legal battle has been all about money, essentially. I mean, I listen, I'm not, I wasn't there. I wasn't in the courtroom or anything like that. But from my assumptions, it just seems like this whole thing was all about money and just delayed the production of a new movie. We probably could have had a new Friday film in like 2018, and that just didn't happen because of all of this. So I don't know. I would really love to. I really want another movie, just so badly. Even if it's not like fantastic, we need Jason, we need Freddy right now in this amazing renaissance of horror that we're going through. It's only fitting. It's only fitting. What's up? What's up? What's up? Gotta throw that out there for Mr. Ghostface here. Gotta make it happen. Why can't Jeepers Creepers get shit settled so quick, but not Friday the 13th, especially the circumstance? So what the director had said something on Twitter, right? About like, oh yeah, like, oh, don't worry, like there's a trailer coming and all that. It's gonna happen, but who knows? Who knows what's going on with the Jeepers Creepers situation? That is a whole other thing. That's a whole nother ball game right there. So, but yeah, the Friday the 13th, they kind of got their thing going on, but now it's just all about like, we have to just make it happen at this point. We just got to make the movie happen. We got to keep it going. Does anyone like Ren and Stimpy, by the way? I'm drinking tea out of this right now. There we go, banging. Like me a little Ren and Stimpy. Like me a little Ren and Stimpy with my tea. I switched from coffee to tea recently, trying to be a little healthier, trying to be, but it's tough. But yes, where's the Hello Sydney clip? I'm gonna add it just for Ghostface. It's happening. I probably promised this to you last time, but I'm actually writing it down. Hello Sydney clip for Ghostface, for Mr. Ghostface. I think. I don't know. I'm quoting Tatum from Scream, Mr. Ghostface. What's going on, Giorgios? I think I'm pronouncing that correct. I like the egg with the real face as your profile picture. Nice. Necessary distraction. I don't know if I said hi to you yet, but happy joy. Nice. Ren and Stimpy, baby. Let's go. Steven, I don't know if I said hi to you, but that it's actually my ice cream bar. None for you. None for you. No soup for you. Ghostface is scaring me. That's not good. Oh no. Well, listen, there's one thing I will say that I think I really want to see from a Friday the 13th franchise, and it's a dab.
I'm addicted to dabbing. I've had issues going out in public before.
Okay, I promise I'm done. That's it. I'm done with the little side clips. I had my fun. I'm done. But yeah, Victor Cruz, Crispin Glover dance. Oh, yes. Oh, that is something special in part 4. Like, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I want from a new Friday film. These little, like, fun, candid character moments that you get with them, and then it's just like Jason comes in and just slashes them to death. There's also so many opportunities we can take with Jason killing people that would, like, we haven't seen, like, do you realize, like, we've almost never seen Jason use power tools except for, like, a handful of times? Like, I would love to see Jason with a chainsaw. Why not? Why not? We've seen Jason use so many different weapons and, like, environmental, like, hazards to kill people. There's so many different routes they could go with this next film that I really think would be fun. And Jason with a chainsaw is something that, like, I've heard Dead Meat talk about it a lot, about how, like, Jason is always what's the word? He's misrepresented, that, like, oh, that's his, like, yeah, that's his tool. That's what he does. That's what he uses to kill people, is a chainsaw, but it's a machete. That's what he's most commonly used. That's what he most commonly uses in these movies. But for him to actually pick up a chainsaw and kill somebody, that would be different. And we've technically never seen that. I think he gets attacked with the chainsaw in 4. I want to say 4, in 2 or 4, one of those. Or the first movie. I can't remember. It's one of those early films. He does get attacked by a chainsaw, but he technically never uses one. So, like, how cool would that be? How cool would that be? I think that would be a lot of fun. There's so many things that they could do with this. And also to see more crazy people in the town of Crystal Lake. That, I think that would be really cool. That would be a lot of fun to see. I don't know. That's just what I'm looking for from the franchise, but yes. I see your Crispin Glover dance and raise you an Ed Harris dance. My God. There's a lot of crazy dances going on in the chat right now. I love it. What's up, Carrie? How's it going? What's up? How's my wonderful friends? Happy Friday the 13th. It is a time to celebrate. 100%. If you guys are wondering why I am so red like Larry the Lobster today, by the way, I actually got some sun for the first time in years, pretty much, because I'm a YouTuber and all I do is I sit at home and I type on my keyboard. So that's why I'm looking like a bit of a lobster right now. I didn't even realize I'm a little burnt. Dang. Yeah, I got some sun today. Wow. Okay. Can I add 2 more clips? You know, I will take all suggestions. It is a democratic dictatorship here, and I will take all suggestions, but I have the final say, as I like to say. So, what about a requel that takes place after 2, 3, or 4? I could see that being the case. That could be really cool, actually. I wouldn't be against that, because I feel like you don't really need to know too much about those movies to go into a requel. But also that begs the question, does this franchise need a requel because there's not a whole lot of consistent storylines going through it? So, I don't know. To me, I think it would almost be, I almost feel like it would be more effective to just make a whole new movie, kind of start from scratch, do the Jason story in a different way, and then kind of like hit different elements of the entire franchise as a whole throughout your one film. I think that, I don't know. I don't know if Friday needs a requel. I feel like that's a really good argument, though. It's tough to say, because I will agree that I feel like 1 through 4 all kind of have a similar vibe, and then 5 through, it's tough to include 8 in this, but 5 through 7 all kind of have a similar vibe going on. And then you get into 8, Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X, that like all of those are like super silly and super ridiculous. and even Freddy versus Jason, I guess you could put in that group too. That's also very silly and out there. So, but they're good. I like almost all of those films, honestly. I think they're all very enjoyable. They're very fun. So like you kind of categorize all those into their own separate thing, and then like the remake is kind of its own thing too, because we've really never seen Jason shown to us in that style, which I think is interesting. So, Rock Lobster. I don't want to get demonetized, so I'm not going to do that again, but I got the lobster vibes going on today. The early 2000s were a lawless time. Oh yes, the 2000s. Lawless. My God. I love the thousands. Honestly, thousands for horror is such an underrated time, I think. It gets a lot of crap. You know, there was some weird editing choices, and there's a lot of weird movies, but there's also a lot of bangers, like a lot of just gems that are horror classics nowadays from the thousands that, I don't know, I really enjoy altogether. Just realized Amber is 5'2". That's funny. Okay, I'll add the surprise Sydney. and a special Scream-only clip. A Scream-only clip? I don't know what you mean by that. Surprise Sydney I can put in there, though. That'd be cool. I want to put, I have... What do I have? So I have a bunch of Scream... Do I have a bunch of Scream clips? I have... No, so I really only have... I'll send you a copy and... Ghostface Jack Quaid, which is what it's called, but that's holy shit, it's Ghostface. So I need to throw a Friday the 13th clip in there too, I think, as well as maybe some more Scream stuff. I don't have any Halloween stuff in there either, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, well, I can think about at least a few lines from Halloween I could throw in there for fun clips. So weren't the thousands the time of the 3D movies? So not really, but also, yeah. Like, let's Friday the 13th. The third one is in 3D. So I don't know. I mean, like, that definitely made a resurgence in the thousands for sure. But yeah, that 3D had been a thing for a long time before that. So Jake the Maker, how old are you? That is high. I'm 23. I'm just vibing. 23 and just vibing. It's like 23. I don't even know what else. I was going to make a joke and I got absolutely nothing for that. But, yeah, so got some whack comments, but, yeah, I don't know, man. And to pick a favorite from the Friday the 13th movies is really tough. That's something I've tried to do. I've tried watching them all like in succession. I've done that twice now where I've gone through all of them and I just can't I can't pick a favorite. I really can't. I can't pick it. Can't figure that out. But what is your favorite Friday the 13th? What is your favorite Friday the 13th movie? And I feel like there's really no wrong answers here. Like just about every movie from this franchise, I think has something really special to offer that maybe another film doesn't. So I don't know. I think that's always interesting. What's up, Extron Gaming? What is up? What is up? Welcome to the live stream. We're vibing talking about Friday the 13th. So put in anything you might have to say about it down there. So Mike Matthews says 4 and 6. Good choices. Very good choices, Mike. I feel like those are like typically what you hear from people. Like I feel like people are like, oh yeah, either 4 or Jason Lives is typically people's favorites. We got Victor saying part 4. Nice. Freddy versus Jason is your favorite. Nice. No, that's a totally valid choice. Freddy versus Jason is fantastic. That cornfield scene is great. I love it. Friday the 13th part 2. Nice. Nice. I'm watching Friday the 13th right now. I had with Jason talk. It's Jason time. Perfect. It's a perfect mixture. Jason talk, Jason movie. Right alongside each other. It's hard to choose which Friday the 13th is my favorite. Yeah, we're picking through 12 movies right now. I mean, that's really tough. Victor saying or 2 as well. Part 6 and part 2 slaps half of the Halloween movies in my opinion. Nice. Hot take right there. Comparing franchises, that's really tough. I don't know which one I don't know which one I like more. So, I love part 2 and 7 in the remake. Nice. X would be your third. X would be your third choice. Jason X. Nice. Okay. I like this. See, love for everything all around. I love it. Part 3 is fun, but only in 3D. I know it's bad, but it's good on Blu-ray on a big screen. I see that. I feel that. I think part 3 is fun, but the effects and some of the characters, not all, are a bit annoying. For me personally. So I think that, I don't know, man, my favorite, that is so tough. I don't know. I really don't know what I would say for my favorite. I think, like I said, all of them have something really fun to offer. I think part 5 is underrated, though. That's what I'll say. It's not my favorite, but I think it's underrated. I think for how interesting the characters are in that movie, although it doesn't have Jason technically, I really enjoy it. I think part 5 is actually pretty fun. the characters especially are my big draw to it. Like you have characters where they're interesting again, where sometimes the characters in like part 1, part 3, I actually like the characters in part 2. Part 6's characters are surprisingly pretty lackluster, but man, I don't know, something about the characters in part 5. They all bring something to the table, even if some of them are like super sleazebags. So Remake is your favorite. Nice. I like that IDK. I also like your spiral profile picture. Good stuff. Nicole says, is Jake short for Jackalus? It's actually short for Jacobulus. Jacobulus is my full name. So it's what it says on my birth certificate. God, my parents would just have to hate me to name me Jacobulus. That's fantastic though. Oh my God. What else do we got? What else we got in the chat here? I'm seeing some good stuff going on. How much longer will you stream? Is it worth it to make myself a BLT for your show? Go nuts! I'll be live until probably 5 o'clock is what I'm thinking. Maybe 5:30. So 6 o'clock is when we start. We're all getting together. We might start filming something. So I'll probably be going to 5:30 is my thinking tonight. So. Stick around. We'll talk about Friday the 13th, and maybe shit will get crazier as we go along. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen or what'll get brought up? So, add a mystery Jill clip of your choosing. I can think of a few good Jill scenes that could work off the top of my head. Maybe some stuff from it's got to be stuff from her ending whole monologue. That's probably the coolest Jill stuff from the whole movie. Okay, actually, it'd be pretty funny if I added in the Judy clip where she says, "Oh, you're not cheating on you're not cheating on your wife if you eat my lemon squares, sheriff," or whatever it is. That'd be pretty fun. So, are you not going to be at the Lethal Collective stream? No, I will not. I will not tonight because we start filming and I'm going to be super busy all weekend pretty much. So, doing a lot this weekend between I'm dyeing my hair for the movie. It's a surprise color. You're literally all gonna know what it is in 2 days. But yeah, I'm getting my hair dyed. We're doing a photo shoot. We're starting filming. Lots of things are going on this weekend, so I will not be able to be at the Lethal Collective stream. But I wanted to get a stream in. I wanted to be out there a little bit and wish the Lethal Collective members good luck tonight. So, not a big Friday the 13th fan. Okay, fair. But I really enjoy parts 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and the reboot. So you are a big Friday the 13th fan. You just don't like all of the movies. That's okay. T. Parker Evans. That's all right. I also like 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and the reboot. I agree. I honestly think which one is actually my least favorite would probably be Jason Takes Manhattan. Besides, the ending is awesome. I think the whole ending sequence is fantastic, but getting there is, wow, bit of a drag. Not gonna lie. So, that's probably my least favorite part of all the Friday the 13th franchise is probably the boat sequence, the whole boat sequence in part 8. But that movie's not bad. I actually really enjoyed the whole ending. That's technically filmed in Vancouver, but technically, Manhattan. Sure. Dreaming Insomniacs is here. What's going on? What's up? Jake, I was an hour early for work so I can watch. Nice. Yeah, you start filming today. That's awesome. Heck yeah, I do. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. 2, 4, 6, and the reboot. Great choices. Nice. So yeah, I was asking everybody what their favorite was. My least favorite is Jason Goes to Hell. That's probably my least. Honestly, that's probably my least favorite, but just because that whole movie conceptually is so weird and doesn't make sense with the rest of the franchise, personally, for me. I don't know. Slug Jason, I'm not a fan of. It's a bizarre movie, so. How about a curse reversal? I feel like all the horror characters are effed for eternity. It would be nice to see someone die in peace or maybe turned back into a human. I don't know, odd idea. Is that your pitch for an original horror movie? I can see it. That'd be kind of sick. I dig it. Jason Takes Manhattan is pretty bad in my opinion. Same for Jason Goes to Hell. New Blood Part 7 is mid. Part 6 is good though. I've always felt that Part 6 starts off really good. Fantastic. Killing it. But by the time you get to the third act, I just lose all interest. I don't know what it is about the third act of that movie that is just so... That really feels cookie cutter to me. The whole movie is awesome. It has this meta humor throughout, but totally loses it by the time it gets to the third act for me. That's my review. that's my review of Part 6. I do like it though. Part 6 is great, but I don't know, the ending just loses me a little bit. And it's almost kind of shocking to me that so many people think that's like, put that as their favorite, just because like of how that ending is just, I don't know, it just totally loses me right at the end there. But like I said, getting there, that the whole build up to it is so enjoyable, so great, so different, and so incredibly not what I've seen before in the past. So I do really like Jason Lives, just because of how silly and fun it is. It really is one of the most fun movies in the whole franchise. But then it just kind of goes back to basics and something that just doesn't feel original, something I've already kind of seen before, and loses the whole comedic edge to it, which is, it's weird. It's a really really strange shift in tone that was not necessary to me. So what do you think they could do for a Spiral 2? I hope, I would love to see Chris Rock come back, but everything I know about the next Saw movie seems that they're kind of going back to the original. They're going back to the Jigsaw story. So, which I know that's probably pretty controversial with Saw fans. Some people want to see that continued, some really don't. So, and real quickly, I'm going to I know, listen, we're talking about Friday the 13th, but real quickly, I want to talk about The Sadness, because I just got 30 minutes into that movie, and my God, was that the greatest 30 minutes of film I have seen in a long time. I don't know if it's because I saw Firestarter last night and was incredibly disappointed by that, but The Sadness is fucking fantastic. My God, I'm only 30 minutes into it, but it is just like pure bliss. Everything I want in a horror, that was literally everything I wanted in a horror movie, wrapped up with a little bow. Just fantastic. I could not recommend The Sadness more. I know that it technically came out last year, but I might include it in my ranking for 2022 movies. God, I'm floored. I mean, I'm floored just from the first 30 minutes of that movie. So I think I saw someone, what I enjoy about Part 6 is that it's self-aware and an action flick in a way. Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. I love Part 6, man. It's so fun. It's so goofy. You have characters that are all actually pretty good too in Part 6. That's another thing that's like, some of these movies really lose me with the characters. Part 7, actually, for the most part, I think a lot of the characters are pretty forgettable. And Part 3 too. But I would say the majority of these movies do have good characters though, even though it's built that reputation for itself. So yes, if you watch it on, I watched it on Shudder, which $6 a month. Listen, I'm not even sponsored by them, but I will talk super highly of them. They're fantastic. If you like horror movies, get Shudder. It's amazing. Yes, there are subtitles from what I watched, but totally worth it. Trust me, like so worth it. It's like Evil Dead mixed with Train to Busan. I think that's the best way to explain it. Right? For those who have seen it, I don't know. I feel like that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good description of that movie. So the meta humor, yes, of Part 6 is good. Very ahead of its time, too, yes. Kind of reminds me like the meta-ness, I like that, of Scream or Freddy's New Nightmare. Yeah, 100%. It's almost like all of these movies kind of have that. All of these franchises have a movie where they kind of dive into that meta-ishness, which I like. I like that most of the big franchises, at least, kind of have that movie, which is fun. I think that's always something fun to explore in a sequel. You have like Halloween H2O, arguably Halloween Resurrection as like kind of your meta movie. And then you have like Part 6 and New Nightmare and in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I think that's always fun. So always some good stuff. I would like a Jason film where it's just straight into the action, no nudity, and gets like 15 kills. I could see that. I think you have to establish it with a really good opening kill. You know, you got to establish these movies with something that's just like grips you right from the get-go. So if they're going to do another one, definitely give me a good like Never Hike in the Snow has an amazing opening kill, by the way. Much love to Womp Stomp Films, who are just single-handedly keeping this franchise alive, because unfortunately, the people who are involved with the franchise just don't seem to really give a shit, which is unfortunate. I want a new Friday film so bad, but thank God we at least have Womp Stomp Films, who is just putting out these like banger after banger after banger of Friday the 13th fan films. So at least we have that. I still haven't seen Jason Rising, which I know Vincent DeSanti worked on, but I hear it's pretty good. I've been meaning to watch that. And I heard really positive things about 13 Fanboy too. Still, unfortunately, have not watched. But I've been super busy, guys. I know. So. But what else do we got? What else do we got here? What else do we want to talk about Friday the 13th wise? Who's your favorite character who is in Jason Voorhees? Because that's tough. That's tough for me. I don't even know who I really don't even like, probably Tommy Jarvis, but like that feels like an obvious answer. Feels like a little too obvious of an answer. Is it weird that Alice never got a bigger role in part 2? Is it weird that we just brought her back to kill her in the opening scene? I almost feel like you could have expanded upon her character a little bit, and that could have been the final girl of the franchise. We have Tommy Jarvis 4 through 6, which is cool, but I think we could have maybe expanded upon that character a little bit. It's the one thing I feel like the Friday franchise is missing that the Halloween franchise and the Scream franchise all kind of have. He doesn't really have a final. Jason really doesn't have a counterpart, a positive counterpart, which I'd almost want to establish in a new movie if they do make a Friday the 13th part 13. That could be cool. So Remake had the best opening by far. Ooh, hot take, but honestly, I think I pretty much agree. I think that does have one of the best openings of any of these movies for sure. It's a little long, which is a bit strange. That the whole thing is the opening scene, but it's great. Oh my God, it's awesome. Yeah, with all the characters going and they're trying to get their cool weed, man. And then they all get annihilated because you don't fuck with Jason's weed. If I've learned anything from that movie, it's that Jason is definitely a pothead and you don't mess with his grass, man. Favorite character is Whitney. Why am I not remembering a Whitney character? I'm sure this is like, oh, Jake, come on. Like Whitney from Friday the 13th. I'm just, wow, completely going over my head for whatever reason. Corey Feldman is Tommy Jarvis. Okay. He's very goofy. And very like, I like that he makes his own like character masks and all that in part 4. Did that go anywhere in 5 and 6? Like, it's a weird thing to set up that they don't really, feels like it doesn't really go anywhere in parts 5 and part 6, which is odd to me. So what's your favorite Jason film? That, like we were talking about this earlier, that is so tough. I don't know if I can pick just one. What's the one I go back to the most and rewatch is either 4 or 2. I've definitely seen those two the most. And I think my favorite version of Jason is Sack Jason, is Sack Mask Jason from part 2. I don't know what it is. Just so scary. Something so scary about that to me. The hockey mask is iconic, of course, but Bag Jason just hits for me. Whatever reason. I don't know. You're very goofy. That's good. Goofy is good. Who doesn't like goofy people is what I say. Oh, Whitney's the girl who gets kidnapped in the remake. Okay, yeah, duh. Okay. I knew that. I didn't know that. I haven't seen the remake in a while. Maybe that's why it's perfect to watch for tonight. So I gotta watch a Friday the 13th movie tonight. It's Friday the effing 13th. Come on. So, yes. Favorite character is Jit. Nice. Great choice. She's the smartest character. Yes, absolutely. Is part of one of the coolest moments of the entire Friday franchise, I think. The whole ending sequence where she puts on the grossest fucking sweater of all time and pretends to be Jason's mom. That's actually a really good point. I think Ginny could have had a future in this franchise. Once again, as being like the Laurie Strode. That could have been cool. You could have killed Alice at the beginning of that movie, whatever, but then have Ginny continue through the rest of these movies. I don't know why they never did that. They always just restarted with the cast. And not that I hate the characters in part 3, but like I don't love them. I like the characters in part 2 a little more. So I also guess like aren't like all those original movies kind of like they take place over the course of like the same amount of time, something along those lines. I've always been so hazy on the Friday timeline, like how it all takes place, because like technically wasn't like, I don't know, isn't like Jason supposed to be a little boy and he drowned like not that long ago to make him like a full massive dude by the time we get to Part 2. I don't know. That's always been weird to me. There's a part of me, like, I feel like there's so many Friday fans out there that would love to try to explain that in, like, their own fan films, but that kind of takes away from the fun and the magic of a Friday the 13th films. They don't really explain too much, and that's kind of the point. Like, it's not all about that. It's not all about the story. It's about this incredible killer going and killing a bunch of camp counselors. That's what it's about, so. Blumhouse's remake of The Town That Dreaded Sundown is a great slasher. Friday stole Sackhead from that movie. What? Blum's remake? Well, Blumhouse did not exist in 1981 when Friday the 13th Part 2 came out, so I don't know what to tell you about that, my friend. Do you think they should do a prequel on how Jason survived in the woods? This is one of those things where I'm like, I just don't know if that's what, I feel like every Friday fan wants to explain that, right? Everyone wants to write in some kind of thing about like, oh, how did Jason survive? How did he grow up without a mother? Did he grow up with his mother? And I'm not even gonna lie, I've played around with the idea I was going back and forth with my buddy about like a concept for some kind of fan film where it's like, what if you had like Pamela and him in the woods? But I couldn't write that. I just couldn't write that in. I don't know if I could figure that out. So Keith, I think we're talking about two different things, man. You were talking about that remake that was made in 2016, but I was you said that they stole the mask idea from that. Friday stole the mask idea from that movie, but like they did that all the way back in the 80s and then brought the sack mask idea back for the remake in 2009 for the Friday movies. So I don't know not sure what you're talking about. Ghostface Fanatic with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Ghostface Fanatic. I greatly appreciate it. I got to head to the gym, but wanted to pop in and say hello. Well, thanks for saying hello, Ghostface Fanatic. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. I hope you have a good lifting session. Pump some iron, Ghostface. Get ready for March of next year, baby. Got to take out some more college kids, apparently. So, favorite look for Jason? Like what part? For me, definitely part 2. I don't know what it is, man. Sackhead Jason just hits different for me. I love it. Some good stuff. It's creepy. I don't know about the one eye hole and all that. Oh, creepy stuff. I love it. But there's a lot of good Jasons. Like there's a lot of good, even though a lot of them are similar. They're also like kind of different, the different kinds of masks and all that. I know a lot of people like the Part 5 mask for like the different coloring of the streak marks or whatever. So I think that's actually a cool mask, the Roy mask. Somewhat related, but AHS 984 is a great homage to Friday the 13th. Yeah, when I was talking about that a little earlier. Yeah, that's probably one of the better seasons of American Horror Story, I think, for sure. And I don't love every season, but that one hit for me personally. And the beginning of season 10 was awesome, but I don't know, the alien one just wasn't the same. I really liked the characters in the first part of season 10, but yeah, I don't know. Something about the next one just didn't hit for me personally. Did I see the new Resident Evil trailer? I did not, but I've heard some whack things about that new series. Like, they just gutted the story of Resident Evil is what it sounds like to me. But, you know, I'm with anything, I'm interested. I'll check out the trailer. You know what I mean? Like, I'll check that out. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll check it out for sure. But it just doesn't seem like it's anything like actual Resident Evil. So, which Jason is the most intimidating version? That's a really good question. I almost think I'm most scared of Remake Jason the most. Just because of how fast he is. Like, Remake Jason is insane. he's running so fast, so I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I could tell you. What am I saying? 2009 Jason is probably the scariest. So, Town That Dreaded Sundown villain was a sackhead. The original was made in 73. There you go. Okay, so now I get it, Keith. Gotcha. So, here's my thing about that. If you're upset with that, then you probably are also like, well, the first one is just Halloween, because the first one is just Halloween, but with a twist ending, kind of. That's not really a twist. this entire franchise is based off of grabbing things from other slasher movies and then kind of mixing them all into this whole franchise. That's kind of its whole thing, its whole shtick, at least for the first couple of movies. So, I mean, I could see maybe you're bothered by that, but like, to me, horror has always done that. Horror has always grabbed something from somewhere else and just twisted that in its own way. So it's kind of hard. Like, I feel like there's a difference between borrowing a concept and making it your own, opposed to just blatantly ripping something off. Like, there's a big difference between those two things. Is how I see it, at least. And I guess, like, you know, the line to cross is different for everybody, where it's like, okay, well, that's just a blatant ripoff of this. I don't think Friday the 13th is just an exact ripoff of Halloween, but like, yeah, it's so similar. There's some shots that are taken right from Halloween and put into that movie. The whole ending sequence with little baby swamp baby Jason coming up and scaring Alice Hardy. That's like that's exactly the same scene from Carrie too, in a lot of ways. The jump scare at the end of Carrie. So I don't know. To me, it doesn't really bug me. I don't think it really bugs me that much. But yeah, I've always liked Sackhead Jason though, for whatever reason. It's just scary, and like the fact that he lives out in the woods and all that. I don't know. It's scary. It's scary stuff. I like it. I like it a whole lot. Amanda's death from the remake was brutal. Is that Amanda? Like the remake characters, like I said earlier, they're all a lot. Some of them are kind of forgettable for me, so that's kind of why I'm like, names are tough. Is Amanda is the one girl that like she makes it almost to the end, right? But then like she dies. Maybe I can't remember. Also, if you're talking about the girl who gets like the machete in her head and then you get to see her boobs for like 2 seconds, that kill's not bad, but it's gratuitous. Like, come on. That's another thing about these movies, man. Maybe a little too much nudity. I've said this before, and I feel like it's not necessary to do that in your movie. I just give me good kills. Give me good kills. Give me a scary villain. Like, if you want to see that, there's a whole website for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can, there's a whole website for that if you're looking for that. I don't know. It's just that's just my opinion. But cooked in the sleeping bag. That's one of the best kills in the entire franchise. My God, the cooking the girl over the fire in the remake. There's a lot of good sleeping bag kills, surprisingly. I also love in part 7 when Kane Hodder's just whacking her against the tree. That is so messed up, even though it's not even that bloody of a kill. It's not even that crazy, but I don't know. Something about that really, really gets me. So Ghostface Fanatic with another $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Ghostface Fanatic. One question before I head to the gym. Do you like part 8 Jason? That's my favorite look. Very good. Yes, I actually do really like the look of him. That's a really good point. I think that movie has a lot of problems. Amanda was the one in the sleeping bag. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. That was a great kill. But yeah, Ghostface, I feel like that Jason looks good in part 8. Unfortunately, we're on a boat in a movie that's supposed to take place in Manhattan. That we only go to Manhattan in the last like fucking 25 minutes of that movie or whatever. So I don't know. That's my problem with the movie for the most part. But I do like Jason's look. He's all wet and stuff the majority of that movie. I think it's a really good looking Jason. That's a weird thing to say. That's a really good looking Jason. Damn. Kind of off topic, but are you going to be playing the Evil Dead game? I think you should stream it. I would love to, but I feel like that might mess up my like the algorithm of what I post on this page. Like I post like videos in the entertainment category, and that would be, I'd have to switch it up and go to gaming. I do want to play, like I'm gonna buy that because it seems sick. So I do want to buy that eventually, and I do want to play it. Me and Podcast Now, if you guys watch his channel, we might do a let's play of it. We might do like a pre-recorded video and post that somewhere. So I think that could be fun. I think that could be a lot of fun. So I like the what's his name? I don't know, but he's Mark. Yeah, his name's Mark, who goes down the stairs. Yeah. That's a great kill. It's so iconic, and it's almost like darkly funny, which is horrible, but like I like it. It's a great kill. Definitely one of the better kills from part 2. Yeah, no, for sure. Or at least one of the most memorable kills from part 2. I feel like everyone knows that kill. You know, the wheelchair kill. Kane Hodder has a iconic name, but he played in the worst Friday movies. That's arguable. But I really like Part 7. I think Part 7 is one of the better ones, honestly. Which is like tough to say, but I see where you're coming from with like Part 8. Yeah, like that's definitely one of the weaker entries in this franchise. And yeah, he was Ghostface in Jason Goes to Hell too, I believe. Right? Yeah, I think so. And then Jason X, and then he wasn't available for Freddy vs. Jason, if I'm correct about that. Maybe I don't know. I feel like that's right, but I don't know. I feel like that's also I feel like I got something wrong there. Have you played Until Dawn? Yes, I love that. Or House of Ashes. They're both masterpieces. Ooh, I've not played House of Ashes. I played Man of Medan, which was really fun. I really liked that. That's a very similar game. I don't know if it's the same people who made it or not, but it's like decision based. You got to like make certain decisions. And you're on a boat. That one's really cool. But Until Dawn's probably been my favorite out of all those like decision based games that I played so far. House of Ashes, though, I'll have to try out. I know there's a new one coming out. What's it called? The Quarry with David Arquette's gonna be in it. Lin Shaye's gonna be in it. Is Danielle Harris gonna be in it? Maybe, I can't remember. I know there's a lot of really big horror icons who are gonna like have parts in that game, which I think is cool. So, similar kills in Halloween and Friday the 13th Part 2. Oh, Halloween 2 and Friday the 13th Part 2. Yeah. Actually, they both killed fat security guard cops with a hammer to the head. If I remember. Yeah, they did. You would be correct. There's also in the original Friday the 13th, you get the whole final girl circuit sequence, and man, I mean, it's the same scene. I mean, you get the scene of the one dude, like, I think his name's Steve. I can't remember for the life of me. Friday characters, their names go right over my head, but he literally, you get the body reveal and he falls down like this, like, ugh, like from somewhere up high. And it's the same scene from Halloween. I mean, if you put them back to back, it's just like, it's the same thing. It is so similar. I don't know. What do you think is the most scary Jason appearance? What do you think is the most, what's the scariest Jason appearance? That's really tough. Once again, I feel like Remake Jason's probably the scariest one for me, at least. But I also I love the look of Uber Jason too. I just feel like that's iconic. I'm trying to think which other ones. I actually like Jason when you see him very briefly at the beginning of Jason Goes to Hell. I actually really like that Jason. I think that's gross. One of the scariest Jasons, though, is definitely from Part 7. Like, I always liked watching him walk out of the water, and you can see his rib cage and his back. Super scary stuff. So, Bacon Pew Pew, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Listen, this guy came prepared. Bacon came prepared today with a profile picture of the Jason mask ready to go. Good stuff, Bacon. I like it. You don't want to see me rap. Trust me on that, Ghostface. It would be an absolute shit show. I'd love to make music one day. I've always loved the jam. So I'd love to actually record something one day, but I don't know if I could rap. I don't know if I could do that. So Part 6, Jason coming out of the coffin, the worms and all. That's good. Oh yeah, no, that's fantastic. I love that. Zombie Jason's great. Zombie looking Jason is awesome. Where's there we go. Justin, what's going on, Justin? What's up? Freddy versus Jason is the scariest. Nice. Him passed out in the back of that van. That is really tense. Really surprisingly tense. Of just like, oh my God, like he's gonna wake up. What's going on here? I don't like this. That's always a good scene to have in your horror movie, where it's like you got to have characters quietly like being around a slasher, just waiting for him to wake up. You know, it's just like, oh, when's it gonna happen? And you know it's gonna happen. So, Flash Skywalker is in the chat. What is going on, Flash? What's up? Hello, everyone. Happy Friday the 13th. Jake, favorite Friday kill? If you haven't already answered that. So, my favorite kill. This is actually a good question because we have not gotten to there yet. So, favorite. I'll once again rebound. I'll throw that beach ball to you guys too. Favorite Friday kill, and while I'm thinking about it, because I probably have to go with the Kane Hodder sleeping bag kill. That's probably my favorite one. Even though roasting in a sleeping bag in the 2009 one is also possibly my favorite, just because of how painful that looks. That looks horrible. So, okay, no, you know what? No. Uber Jason smashing the girl's face into the counter that had just been in liquid nitrogen. That's my favorite kill. That's number one for me. Yeah, that's my favorite kill. That's so brutal, and it's so unexpectedly brutal in a movie that has otherwise been so like not chill. Chill would be funny considering the type of kill there, but for a movie that's been a little more goofy and like really out there, you're not expecting the kills to be as brutal and messed up as some of the past movies. So I really appreciated that being unexpectedly, wow, she just lost her whole face. Holy crap. Horror Lover 33, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Greatly appreciate that. Favorite final girl or fake final girl? Mine is Lori and Jenna. Remake. Nice. Some good choices there. Some good choices. Just if we're talking about movies in general, who's my favorite final girl? I probably got to go with like Sidney Prescott if we're going like movies in general, but from the Friday franchise specifically, probably Ginny. Probably we were talking about her earlier. She's probably my favorite just because like she's actually just, if we're talking all final girls across the board, top 5, what that would look like, Sidney Prescott's always going to be my number 1, I think. Laurie Strode's my number 2, but honestly, number 3, man, that's maybe Ginny. Maybe. Just 'cause it's iconic. It's an iconic sequence in that movie that is like, it's unforgettable too. So the guy walking on his hands. Yeah. That's part 3, I believe. Yeah. That's a really good kill. 100%. That looks like it hurts. If you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Good stuff, Justin. Yeah, the frozen nitrogen kill and the handstand axe kill. Yeah, oh yeah, hell yeah. There we go. The face smash or Freddy versus Jason douchebag boyfriend bed kill. Oh, that one's good too. Oh, I forgot about that one. They snap his back with the bed. Oh, that's brutal, man. Wheelchair guy death. Yes. Yeah, we were talking about that one earlier, man. That one's a really good one. It's kind of like, it's like darkly funny. You know what I mean? It's like, it's horrible, but it's almost like, okay, that's kind of funny. The guitar. Oh, yes. Underrated. Horror Lover 33. Underrated sequence. This is kind of, it's not the first time that we see Jason basically teleport, because that's the only way the kill would make sense. But this is definitely one of those times where it's like, okay, Jason's just straight up teleporting in that sequence. Oh, no. I'm thinking of another sequence, I think. Yeah, no, I'm thinking of another scene in that movie, I believe. But, because this is the one that happens on the stairs, I believe. And then he just hits her with the guitar. That's earlier on in part 8. I'm thinking of the scene where you get the girl and she's like in the middle of that, like the disco ballroom or whatever. And Jason's teleporting. That's what I'm thinking of. So. Chewie from the remake and the screwdriver is gruesome. Yes, that's a good kill. 100%. There's so many good ones. Like, it's tough to pick just one. Kevin Bacon from the original, underrated, I would say, underrated kill. That's in my top 10, probably. Don't want to forget about that one. Keith punching the guy's head off the building. I mean, that's just fantastic. It's one of those things where it's like, that's why I put on part 8 to see that scene. Like, that's why I go back and watch that. Is you get like almost 2 minutes uninterrupted of this guy just punching Jason, and he's just taking it for Jason to just go bam, just knock his head off. I mean, come on. It's perfect. Oh, you said the Kevin Bacon kill? Nice. Carrie, we like same wavelength, just the same page. Absolutely. Which Friday should I watch tonight? I'm thinking about watching the remake because it's been a minute. It has been a minute since I've seen that. So I don't know if you like, man, a good one to put on that I have not watched in a while though is surprise. Like, listen, I like 5. I don't know what it is about 5, but it hits. And I think it's because of the characters. It's like sometimes when you're watching one of these movies and some of the, like, there's some character sequences where it's just like, oh man, that was tough to get through. And some of these movies, that's kind of the case. Some of them, not all of them. I think this movie has a bad rap for having bad characters. Not all of them. Not all these movies have bad characters. But yeah, I think Friday Part 5, man, it's underrated. It's got some good character moments, some funny stuff all around. They finally announced a 4K Blu-ray today. Yes, yeah, I saw that. I didn't read the article, but yeah, they finally have a 4K release coming. Was it just the original? I believe I saw that it was just the original, but I could be wrong. I would love. So okay, wait, is that one box set that came out like a year or two ago or whatever? Is that 4K? I don't know. Not 100% sure on that. I don't own it, unfortunately. I have a Blu-ray. I have like a Blu-ray of the first 8 movies, and then like the rest of the movies in my collection are all DVDs. So I'm curious if that one is there. So if that one is 4K or not. Congrats on 10K. Thank you so much, Epic Noob. I appreciate that. Just hit that last week, I believe. So I greatly appreciate it. No, Mr. Ghostface. None of that. Oh my God. I'm not putting that on the screen. I think it was part 8 when Jason kills that guy in the hot boiler room and plunge the burning rocks into him. Yeah. It's like they pushes him into his stomach or something, right? Oh, that's a good kill. There's at least one really good kill in all the Friday movies, I think. I feel like I can say that. I feel like that's crazy. I don't think that's too crazy to suggest. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with DVDs. 100%. Do I still want to upgrade a little bit? Yes, of course. But I do like I love my DVDs. I got a bunch of DVDs. I don't care. I love them. I don't need to watch. Not every movie in my collection needs to be like, oh, the greatest, most amazing quality. You know, like especially some of the old slasher movies. Like I don't need to see these in 4K. I kind of like the grittiness almost. There are some movies that I feel like look better on VHS that just unfortunately I've never watched on VHS. But like conceptually, because of the movie, because of what it is, I feel like it would just look better on VHS sometimes. So. Jason is always creative with his kills. And I feel like that's why a lot of them are always good. You always have at least one. There's always one that sticks with you after you're done watching these movies. Woo! If you're not careful, you might catch a DVD. That's funny. Good stuff. The box set isn't 4K, but just a 4K scan of the movies. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Wait. It's just a 4K. You know what? I don't know. I've always been confused about all that. So, I do want to get that box set though. It looks cool. I love all the art on it and all that. It's gorgeous looking. Blu-ray is a substantial upgrade to DVD and you can always play DVDs in Blu-ray. Like on a Blu-ray player. Yeah, exactly. That's why, you know, like sometimes that will like I have a 4K player, but for the longest time I just had like I had a PlayStation 4 and I could only play Blu-rays on it. And I had all these like 4K movies and I'm watching the Blu-rays with them and it's just like, oh man, you know. So your BLT is ready, Nicole. Well, welcome back to the Friday the 13th stream where we're talking about a bunch of whack stuff. Welcome back, Nicole. Some good stuff. All the Friday the 13th movies are such a good time no matter which one you watch. That's why I have all of them on DVD. Hell yeah. Badass. It doesn't matter. If you want to have a movie, and you want to show that off, you want to be proud and you have DVDs, that's awesome. That's great. It really doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. It looks 4K does look better, but like to me, like I said, sometimes sometimes it's just like it's nostalgic too. It's nostalgic to go back and watch things on VHS. It's nostalgic for me at least to go back and watch a DVD too. That was my whole childhood was VHS and DVDs. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. Welcome, Valerie. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. More and more channel members pouring in. Thank you for your support, guys. Thank you. We got Stu Mocker in the chat too. Uh-oh. Welcome. Would you rather like a Jason who talks or a Ghostface who doesn't? That's tough. Probably a Ghostface who doesn't talk, because it would be kind of weird if Jason talked, I think. I think it's scarier that he doesn't talk. That's what's so scary about the character to me. And I could see them doing Ghostface in a route where he doesn't talk and he's scary. Like you could pull that off, but that also kind of does rip away. See, both of those kind of rips away an iconic feature from both of those killers. But also, Ghostface doesn't. Well, he sometimes a Ghostface will do this, but most of the time, a Ghostface does not talk when they're actually attacking and killing people. Most of the time, but sometimes that's not the case. I've always felt like a killer was a little scarier when they don't talk, but unless they say something that's just like really scary or something really messed up. So it all depends. All depends on the situation. Great question. No Walk 420. So like technically it's over. You know, technically the legal battle is over, but like nothing has happened. Absolutely nothing has happened since then. No announcement of we're getting something together. We're working on something. Nothing. I feel like that whole lawsuit was just for money, and it's kind of upsetting. It kind of sucks because we could have had a whole new trilogy of Friday films, I think, at this point, if it wasn't for that. So it's a shame. Hopefully one day we get a new movie, but for now, go check out Womp Stomp Films. They make some awesome fan films, and they got Never Hike Alone 2 coming soon. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be awesome. What's up, Tori? Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday the 13th. Good luck to everybody. Would love to see an opening for a new Friday film where the first 20 minutes takes place the day Jason drowned and when Mrs. Voorhees killed the counselors, and have one of the surviving girls chop the mom's head off with the machete, and the screen freezes and the title comes across, Breaking the Glass. Yeah, that's something that we haven't had in a while, Brandon, is a title card where it's just like you see like the Friday logo and it's coming, and bang, it just like hits the screen like that. I love that. Or how about I can't remember which one of the movies it is, but like then it just explodes randomly and then just says like part whatever. So there's a lot of crazy title cards in these movies. It's always good. It's always fun to watch. I would love to see a throwback Friday movie like that, where it's just like it goes back to like how we saw things like in the original, like with certain title cards and all that. I just think that would be a lot of fun. So Carter, Scotland, Allen, thank you so much for another super chat. Thank you. Jake, you know I just started my film channel. I wanted to let you know that your channel has been great motivation for my channel, as well as helps me get through my day job, which is cutting down trees while finishing film school. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Carter. That really means a lot to me too. That's why we do it. You know, that's why I do it, why I try to do it. And that really means a lot, dude. I hope you're staying safe. I know cutting down trees is a tough job. It's a very risky job too. So I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're making some good money. Seriously. Thank you so much, Carter. I really appreciate that. Carter's awesome, by the way. I know I already talked about him before, but he runs an awesome channel. He wants to make a shark movie one day, like with a practical shark, is what he told me. And I'm like, that is so ambitious, and I respect you for it, man. That's awesome, because it's not easy. Not an easy thing to do. Not an easy thing to do. So, in Jason Goes to Hell, one of the characters mentions the Myers house. Really? Why do I feel like I would remember that? There is a lot of moments in Jason Goes to Hell though that reference other things from horror movies. Maybe I need to watch that one again, because I'm going to be honest with you, that's probably the one I've seen the least. Jason's little hair strands are flawless. He's fabulous. He is absolutely fabulous. He's so gorgeous. The little hair strands. That's pretty funny. Did you like the original or the remake? I personally prefer the remake and think the original might be overrated. Yeah. The original is probably one of the weaker movies in the entire franchise, I think. I don't love it. I really don't. I don't know. It doesn't even feel like besides the music and the setting and the characters, it doesn't really feel like a Friday film, you know? Like I love the music. I didn't love Harry Manfredini's score when I first watched those movies. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was a little cheesy, but the more I watch those movies, the more I've come to appreciate it. And the more I've been like, okay, this is pretty good. This is actually pretty good. And it's got a certain kind of vibe to it that I feel like I can't get anywhere else. Friday movies, even though they, like I said earlier, they do kind of copy a lot of things from other movies, they have a certain vibe about them that is just undeniable. You can't get that anywhere else. You can't get that certain feeling from any other kind of movie, I think. So, but yeah, I might watch Jason Goes to Hell tonight, because as much as I crap on that movie, it does have some cool scenes and cool stuff throughout. The Necronomicon is in that movie at one point, so it's crazy. I think how they try to explain Jason, once again, I just feel like is unnecessary. I think once you start going down that route of trying to explain too many things in your horror movie, it just like, it loses what it is. It loses what a horror movie is, which is scary. And how do you keep something really scary? You keep it mysterious. Make it mysterious, make it strange, make it like, what is this? I have never seen this before. That is always the thing that interests me the most about horror, is when you see something that's like, I've truly never seen this before on screen. This is crazy. This is so different. And you can do that in a sequel very easily. You don't have to always follow something from the past. It doesn't always have to be like, oh, we got to continue this from the last movie. You can start your own story with a new movie if you want, and make it scary, make it fun. That's what we want from sequels, after all. That's at least what I want from sequels, is something fun, something scary, where it's like, hey, give it a reason to exist, but it doesn't necessarily have to connect to something from the past. Not always. And I think with a new Friday film, I do kind of want to see, I don't know if they need a requel. Like, I don't know if they need to be like, oh, Alice is back and she's old, but it doesn't matter. She's a badass and she's coming to kill Jason. We don't need that movie. I don't think we need a requel. I think what we need is a genuine continuation, where it's just like back to basics kind of slasher, but a Friday the 13th sequel. That's what I feel like a lot of us are looking for. We've gotten a lot of movies that are very artsy and very fun, but also comment on something, some kind of social issue. And those movies are great. I love them. You know how much I love them. But I'm also kind of craving a just back to basics slasher. And I got that satisfied a little bit with X, and that was great. That was really enjoyable. And we also have Terrifier 2 coming out later this year, which I feel like is also going to be that. Maybe a little more complicated than the first one, hopefully. But I do kind of want to see a Friday film that feels like one of those original movies, while also has one of those like just fun, crazy vibes to, like, just, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I want to see a movie that feels like an overture of the Friday franchise, where it's like you have a concept that's similar to like 1 through 4, where it's like just camp counselors, they're going to set up things for when the kids arrive, and then Jason comes and wipes them all out in one night. I want to see that happen, but then I also want to see like some nuances from some of the other sequels. Like Jason Lives, for example, has a lot of meta humor. I'd love just one little reference to that. That would be fun, with some kind of joke. I just don't want to see something where it's like a requel, set up like literally every other movie what's popular right now. So I hope that's not the case. Freddy versus Jason versus Michael taking place on Halloween. That's wild, Brandon. I love it, though. I don't know, like, for me, it was a lot of writing to get Freddy and Jason to fight. So how are we going to get Michael and Jason and Freddy to fight? Like, what has to happen to make all that happen, I guess? That's going to be tough. Yeah, this A&K Superstorm Productions, this is what I don't want to happen. I don't want them to bring back Alice, and I don't want her to be like, oh, I got Jason or Jason's mom ruined my life 40 years ago or whatever, and now I'm back for revenge. Like, I've seen that already in Halloween 2018. I've seen that in the new Texas Chainsaw. And I'm sure there's plenty of other requel movies that do the same thing that are not coming to mind at the moment. But like, I want something new, man. I want something new. I want something different. I don't want a requel. I don't think we need it. I don't think we need it for this series in particular. I feel like this would be a really good opportunity to do something different than what every other franchise is doing, and give us something back to basics. That could be fun. Do I still really like elevated horror? I hate that term, but I do. I really do. And it's fun. And I'm going to enjoy all those movies as they come out. But Friday is an opportunity to do something different. And I hope they take that chance. It can take place after the events of Halloween. Michael was transferred to Western Hills and Springwood, and being that he's sedated, Freddy wakes him up to kill the kids on Elm Street to make them remove him or remember him. It could be the technical sequel to Freddy versus Jason. It could be almost like, like the Expendables, like in every movie, they kind of just keep adding more and more people. You could almost do that with Freddy versus Jason sequels. Just keep adding more and more different horror villains to the mix. That could be fun. I think I could see that. I would absolutely kill to. I would never be the starring role. No way, Jose. But I would love to be a kill, like an early on kill. That'd be great. That would be an honor to be killed by Mr. Jason. Happy Friday the 13th, campers. Welcome, Marcus Brimstone. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by the stream. We're talking a little bit about Friday the 13th, a little bit about Freddy versus Jason, and how Michael needs to come in and start slashing around. Chucky versus Jason versus Freddy. Let's get Chucky in the mix, too. He's up there. He's a big slasher. Sure. Let's throw that guy in the mix. That'd be fun. Having some nice strawberries and watching KillJoy. Nice. That's a vibe right there. I need to eat some more fruits. Like, I've been feeling fruit lately. I don't know why, but hell yeah. Jason in the multiverse of slashers. Nice. Jason Case. I like that. I love your profile picture too. Badass looking, dude. Blucka says, I feel like I just saw a Tremors movie with him not too long ago. If you're talking about the Baconator, I think I know exactly which Tremors movie you're talking about. But if you're talking about something else I just said, well, I just said a lot of weird things, so. How do you feel about Friday the 13th fan films? I love them. Oh my God, I love them. I was so fortunate enough to talk with Vincent DeSanti before actually a little after we launched the Kickstarter for Red Right Hand, and he gave us some advice. Super nice dude, like just amazing. I'm so excited. I was already a huge fan of Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow. I have not seen the other ones he's worked on though. I gotta change that, but I hear they're fantastic. I really want to check them out, but I love them. I mean, like, Womp Stomp Films is keeping the Friday franchise alive. Like, that is the reason there's so many people who want more Friday movies, because otherwise we haven't gotten a movie since 2009. Like, it's been so long. It's been like it's been 13 years this year, technically. So that, I don't know, man. We could totally use some Jason right now. We could use some Jason, mix it up with what's going on in the horror scene right now. We have so many big IPs that are making new movies that are successful, Scream and Halloween being probably the biggest ones. I would love for Friday the 13th to get a new movie. I would love for Nightmare on Elm Street to get a new movie and for it to be successful and for it to be good. We're already going through this amazing renaissance, this like restart of horror movies. And it's amazing. The 20s are going to be a great time for horror, I think. But I'm very, very excited to see what else comes from this whole little wave. Talking about Fred Ward. Oh yeah, I heard about that. That is so upsetting, man. Rest in peace to Fred Ward. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that fucking sucks, man. I totally missed that comment, Blucka. My bad. My bad. John Kavanaugh, what's going on, John? Happy Friday the 13th. Love me some Jason Voorhees in that sweet hockey mask. Did you ever make your trip out to Northern California and visit the Scream locations? So John, I'm going to be honest. I can't afford it at the moment. I really want to, and it will happen eventually sometime in the future, but your boy is doing just okay right now. And, that's an expensive trip. I also want to do that video to the best of my abilities. I don't want to half-ass that. It's going to cost me about like $200 to do a tour of Stu's house, which I feel like is a must for that video. And I really would like to do that eventually when I actually have some money. So eventually, yes, that will happen. But unfortunately, the next location video you'll probably see will be this October for Halloween Ends. That will for sure happen. I will be able to do that one. So Never Hike Alone and Never Hike in the Snow. Fantastic. I actually like, I almost like Never Hike in the Snow more. Like, I almost like it more. I know it's shorter, but something about it just hits. I really like it. Any news on Nope? Interesting that you say that, Darkness Wolf, because I feel like we're gonna get something soon. There's been a lot of like press about it recently. I talked about it in one of my most recent videos. I can't remember. I talked about an interview with Keke Palmer where she was talking a little bit about the film, and it just seems like it's a little suspicious that so much is coming out. We just got a picture. We just got this Keke Palmer interview. I feel like we're about to get maybe a second trailer or something along those lines. Once again, with any movie, I just hope they don't show too much. I don't think they will. Jordan Peele has made a very fine point of like, I don't want to spoil the movie. I want it to only be little things here and there. So great question though. Hopefully we get something soon, but not too much. Am I the only one who needs a backstory of Freddy that doesn't? Yeah. Tell you what, New Horror Squad. It's always been something that turned me off about those movies. I don't understand why they had to introduce that into the Nightmare films. I almost feel like with Jason, I've always felt like it was cool that we don't know too much about his backstory. And you can really kill a character by revealing too much about his backstory. And this was one of those moments. I believe it's Nightmare 4 or 5. 5. I'm leaning towards 5 because that one's called Dream Child. That's horrible. That we get that reveal about Freddy. And I just like, I don't love it. It's totally unnecessary. You don't need to add that in there. And they just kind of ruined the character's lore with that, is how I feel about it. I think if we need a requel to any other franchise, it's certainly Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, I would love to see a Nightmare on Elm Street requel that kind of just erases all that. It just get like, in some of those sequels, his backstory just gets ruined to me. And I would love to see another movie where we kind of clear that up and we tell a new tale about Freddy's backstory. That could be way more interesting. So that's how I feel about it. I think with Jason, I don't really feel like Friday the 13th needs a requel. I really don't think it does. I think we need another movie, another continuation. That's something that's similar to the past, but I just don't feel like we need something where it's like, oh, this is exactly like Halloween 2018, where it's like, oh, this one of the final girls came back and is coming after Jay. We don't need that. I want something totally different. And I know I've said that like 3 or 4 times, but like, I believe it. I believe it. We need Jason giving up his mental, because maybe he kills everyone and there is a kid there and he feels sad, so he raises him up to be a killer. So Jason playing a mentor role where he picks someone off the streets and he feels bad for him, raises him in his little shack. Hey, this is mom. Gives him a head. Here, you can hold mom. I don't know. I've always liked that Jason is kind of like Michael Myers in a lot of ways. He doesn't seem to have a motivation. He doesn't seem to have a softer side unless it comes to babies. That's what we've learned about Michael, at least. I like that Jason's brutal. I like that he's brutal. He just doesn't care. He kills. That's all he cares about. If you're going to have sex in my woods, I'm going to kill you, is how Jason feels. And that's always been interesting. It's always been an interesting aspect to his character for me. Ooh. That's refreshing. But yeah, so with Friday the 13th, though, what do you guys want to see? Who do you want to see play Jason? This is an interesting question, because I almost feel like with a new Jason, whoever's going to play him, I don't know how old Derek Mears is, but I just feel like he killed it with that last movie, personally. Derek Mears. How old is this guy? Derek Mears is 50. So, I mean, honestly, I could see him possibly playing the role again. Not against that at all, man. I think the guy kills it in Friday 2009. It's super scary stuff. I would love to see him come back. He's probably my top choice. He would probably come back, I think. I know he really enjoyed playing the role, and I know he's like the nicest guy ever in real life, which is so cool. I would love to meet him. The Night Watch Zone was telling me about how he met the Derek Mears about how like the guy just wouldn't stop talking to him, and it's like, that's awesome. Oh my god, that's he must be just like the nicest guy ever, and I would love to meet him. I'm going to my first horror convention ever in August at some point to meet some of the Scream people, which I am literally so excited about. Like, I've never been to a horror convention. Very excited to do that. So it's gonna be a good time. I just want another Friday the 13th movie where Jason is butchering and murdering a bunch of teens. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I don't think they need to interject any of the stuff that they're doing with horror movies today into that franchise specifically. Like, I feel like it works for Scream, it works for Halloween, maybe not this franchise. I like that. I want them to just do what has always been what was the greatest thing about Friday the 13th. It's simple, it's fun, it's just straight up people getting murdered, and it's a good time. So yeah, the 2009 movie is fantastic. I'm probably going to watch that tonight again because I really like that film. I really enjoy it. It's a good time. I really enjoy it. The kills are brutal. The kills are so brutal. Jason running around is also scary. Like, there's just something super scary and upsetting to me. I am going to finish The Sadness, though. I'm 30 minutes into it, and I just got to the bus scene. And my God, it might be the most brutal first 30 minutes to a horror movie I have ever seen in my entire life. I highly recommend it. If you guys have been here for the entire stream and you're like, Jake is talking about The Sadness again, thought we were talking about Friday the 13th. Listen, you don't understand how messed up this movie is. I've never been I was outwardly screaming at the characters because I'm like, oh my God, like, no, don't do that. I haven't done that for a horror movie in a long time. A horror movie has not made me that viscerally upset in a very, very, very long time. Go watch The Sadness on Shudder. Just go do it. Just go do it. It's subtitles, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Go watch it. The best part of Jason is his stalking skills, creeping up on horned up campers who get killed one by one in creative ways. I see what you're saying, Carrie, and I think you can do a fast Jason who also does a little bit of stalking too. I think it's a possibility to do both. I get what you're saying though. I think slow Jason has his positives as well. So it's one of those things where I'd almost want to see a hybrid version of both. I'd almost want to see a version where you get Jason stalking for a little bit at the beginning of the movie, and it's kind of like a build up. It's a slow build, and then you finally get Jason just running out of a room and just slashing up people with a machete. So that's all I want to see. I'd love to see like Damien Leone level effects in one of these movies too. Like, that guy just kills it with Terrifier, and also has probably killed it with Terrifier 2. I'm very excited to see that, by the way. I'm excited to see what he does, what happens next with the Friday franchise, and I hope they just do it up with all the kills and the gore and the blood. So think about X. I mean, think about how messed up X was with the kills. That's what I want to see from a new Friday movie. Rob Zombie could definitely do Friday the 13th with his with the brutal mess of Halloween. I feel like Rob Zombie would do Friday better, though. I feel like he would do it better just because of how his style's a lot more brutal, and you don't have to focus on the story as much with a Friday film. And that's kind of the problem I have with his Halloween movies is the overall story. So I feel like Rob Zombie would really just thrive with a Friday the 13th film, or maybe even a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I'm surprised he never got his hands on either of those franchises. I'm really shocked that he did Halloween of all the franchises he could have done. So I don't know. That was always strange to me. Although Jason Takes Manhattan gets a lot of hate, I recently watched that and it's such a fun film. Perhaps we get something similar to that. I was talking about this earlier. I would love to get a new Friday film that's like kind of an overture of everything we've gotten before. Give us something like from all the movies, pull that all together, make that into a new movie. We don't need a requel. Like I said, we don't need that. But like, I would love for something along those lines where it's like, I do want to go back to the camp though. That's the one thing. I want to go back to Camp Crystal Lake, I think. But I don't know if we need to take him to Manhattan specifically, but I do want to add some of those like really funny aspects to Jason in a new movie. Have some brutal kills, but maybe maybe he punches somebody's head off or somebody's head in. Who knows? That could be funny, and it's a callback to that movie. That would be fun. Oh, okay. Now this is tough. Absolute favorite Friday the 13th film. What would that be? Man, that's tough. That's tough. Once again, beach balling that to you guys. What's your favorite? I think we've already talked about that specifically. I think that the chat was talking about that a little bit, but my favorite Friday film, the one that I go back to the most, is probably 4. But what's my all-time favorite? What's the one that I think is actually probably the best? 4 and 2 are the ones I watch the most. Those are the ones I go back to. Maybe it's the characters that are actually not super boring, which is what I appreciate about those films. The kills are also really well done. I got to give 4 the edge on the kills, though. I think 4 maybe has slightly better kills than the second movie. But my favorite film, though, that's so tough. That's so tough. Yeah, probably 4. Yeah, you know what? I don't know why I'm making such a big stink of this. I think 4 is probably my favorite. It's the one I watch the most. I don't know if it's actually the best film, but it's the one that I keep coming back to. It's the one that I'm like, okay, this is pretty solid. I really like this one. So, top 3, says Cody, is probably like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna spitball it. I'm not gonna think about it all that much. So, probably 4, 2. And you know what? I'm going to be different here. Freddy versus Jason. Freddy versus Jason is my number 3. I really like Freddy versus Jason. So fun. You can put that on whenever. It's just a super easy watch. It's a good time. I really like it. So what do you think they would do for a Rob Zombie Halloween 3? Well, they did have plans for that, B Studio. They were going to bring Michael back. And there's a whole, you can look up the plans for it. I might do a whole video on that. Actually, that could be a lot of fun. To talk about that there was a whole I think Screen Rant maybe posted an entire article talking a little bit about that. I might do a whole video discussing that and oh, this would have been cool if they went this route or not. So I might discuss that. I might discuss that because it sounded interesting, but considering how 2 was, I don't know if I would have wanted to see it or not. So 2 was a little bit out there. It was a little bit too far out there for me personally. So Friday 4 is probably your favorite as well. Yeah, I hate to sound like such a normie. Because Friday 4 it's just my favorite, man. But I feel like that's what everyone says, but 4 is probably my favorite. People love Part 6 though too. Ballad of the Broken. That's your favorite. Part 6. Part 6 is great. Part 6 is great. Like I said, I don't love the ending though. I think it totally loses the meta touch it usually has right at the end. So I don't know. I love it up until that point. So Ty Lee says 7 is probably my favorite. It's the first one I ever watched and love the look. Yes, 7 is probably my 4th favorite. That's number 4 for me. The characters in this one are a little forgettable. That's probably why I lowered it down. But Kane Hodder as Jason in this one is fantastic. The Jason performance is really there. One of the better ones across the entire franchise, I think. And the look of Jason too is amazing. So Part 7's great. I love it. And I actually like the girl with the mind powers. I think that's fun. I think it's fun to have a character where it's she's actually competent against Jason. It's not just some random high school or college kid going up against Jason Voorhees. It's someone who could actually fight him. That's cool. That's a lot of fun. So are you worried about Blumhouse's new Exorcist trilogy plans? Who isn't a little worried about a new trilogy of Exorcist movies? Maybe one, I would be skeptical about one movie, but 3 of them. And listen, I love David Gordon Green. I think no matter how you feel about the new Halloween movies, I really liked them. I think they're really fun and they definitely beat out some of the sequels for sure. But I just don't see his style working with the Exorcist movies because they're gonna make it a little silly. And I feel like where the Exorcist should go, if they do make it into a more movies and into a bigger franchise, which I don't think it needs to be, you gotta make it darker, man. That's the only way. That's what that franchise is known for, was being such this amazingly dark twist on horror that shocked the hell out of people when it came out. It was a huge movie when it came out. It was a really big deal for horror. And even though I know some people feel like it hasn't aged well, I really like it still. I think it's definitely still one of the best horror movies ever made. Maybe not the scariest. It does have like some really scary moments though that really do hold up. But I just don't feel like we need a new trilogy of Exorcist requel movies. I really just don't feel like we need that. With Halloween, it's one thing because it's you can kind of do whatever you want with that very simple concept. It's a guy in a mask and he's going and killing people. You can do a lot with that concept. But The Exorcist is just way more complicated than that. And I feel like bringing the Halloween team into that franchise just isn't going to work. Maybe if that same team was doing like a new Friday the 13th movie, 3 new Friday the 13th movies, okay, totally different story. You have my attention. But 3 new Exorcist films? Like, I don't know. I just don't see it working. I don't see it being good. It'll probably be successful because it's Blumhouse, but I just don't, I'm betting right now that it's probably going to be like, okay, whatever. Also, doesn't it come out next year? Like, once again, feel like not enough planning there for 3 whole movies. I don't know. I'm cautiously pessimistic. How does that sound? Which I know is not the best thing to hear. So yeah, like once again, I just don't think David Gordon, like that's another movie where it's like, don't think David Gordon Green's style would work with that. I don't know. He likes to, I actually like this about David Gordon Green. He likes to introduce like side characters, build them up, give you a funny moment with them so that you like really fall in love with them and you like them, and then he kills them. And that's great for a Halloween movie. Great setup, totally different, totally new. Fantastic job. Really creative and inventive way to do a slasher movie. That's cool. But I just don't feel like that's going to work with like a movie like The Exorcist that is like so dark and so serious with some very brief moments of, there's not even really that many moments of humor in that film, but like it's just not going to work with his style. I don't think he's too goofy of a guy to do those kind of movies. I wish they would have gotten somebody like Ari Aster or what about Scott Derrickson? I feel like would do a good Exorcist movie. Once again, I just feel like you don't need a continuation to The Exorcist. Like it's one of those special movies that we had in the 70s that changed the face of horror forever, but you're just never going to get that again. It's kind of how I feel about like the Blair Witch franchise. Like you're never going to get that explosive Blair Witch marketing again, ever, because of how they utilized the internet and the state of where it was. I don't know. To me, I feel like you're never gonna get that again with some of these franchises. So it feels a little cash grabby to me. I hope it's good. Like I'm always rooting for these movies. Even though I talk poorly about some of them, I'm always rooting for them. Like I hope this movie kicks ass and it's like, oh my God, this is so good. But I just don't feel like we need a new trilogy of Exorcist movies. Just my opinion. Yeah, and Exorcist 3 is also really good too. I really like that one too. I just don't feel like these movies are going to be up to par with that one. And like I said, I love David Gordon Green, great director, but I don't know. Blair Witch marketing was out of this world genius. Yeah, it's one of those things that I feel like we're just never going to recapture again with a found footage movie to trick people into thinking it was real. That's awesome. That is so different and original. But are we going to ever get that again with a new Blair Witch movie? I don't know. I just don't think so. See, once again, even though Sam Raimi is like one of the greatest horror directors of all time, I don't know if his style would work with The Exorcist. He's a little like, he likes to do things in a fever dreamy, silly, all borderline silly kind of way. And I almost feel like he would make whoever was possessed, if it's Reagan, if it's a new character, I feel like he would almost make that character kind of silly, where Reagan is disturbing. You have some not goofy's not the right word to describe Reagan when she's possessed, but like you have some goofy lines and like some quick back and forth stuff. It's a wonderful day for an exorcism or whatever the line is. Like that's inherently kind of, it's not silly, but it's like, that was definitely meant to be like a joke. You know what I mean? A very dark joke. Even though I do love Sam Raimi. Like Sam Raimi is amazing. He's fantastic. He's an amazing director. But I do feel like he almost would make the possessed character like silly and like make them vomit a lot. You know what I mean? Like the vomit scene in The Exorcist is borderline silly, but not quite. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Sam Raimi would play it up a little bit. And not that listen, I love Sam Raimi. He's amazing. I want to make that very clear, but yeah. You know what? What's a good franchise Sam Raimi would do well with though? I love Sam Raimi though. I almost want to see him tackle another horror franchise. I'd almost love to see him do that. And Nightmare on Elm Street is actually not a bad suggestion at all. Wow, what would Sam Raimi's Nightmare on Elm Street look like? That would be nuts. Ooh. Oh, that's an interesting thought right there. We'd have some really, really cool shots. So there would be great cinematography. He always likes to do the free cam and all that. Man, that's something I'd have to think about. What would Sam Raimi's Nightmare on Elm Street look like? Ooh, that's a really good suggestion right there. I like that. Jason Voorhees was just listening to the Scream 4 soundtrack. Nice, Jason. I didn't know you listened to music soundtracks, or that you even spoke, or that you posted things out into the world like that. That's good stuff. I like that. That's really funny. What else do we got here? Sam Raimi doing Malignant if James Wan doesn't want to return. There's been talks about a Malignant sequel, and I'd be totally down for it, honestly. Would not be against that. Would not be against a Malignant sequel whatsoever. So, some good shit. Can you imagine? Yeah, I know, right? Like, that would be insane. Nancy watches Evil Dead on Elm Street. Yeah, exactly. That could be great. Sam Raimi could tackle the Friday the 13th franchise because he'd understand the campiness of Jason. Yeah, he would definitely play into a lot of the campy, the campy side of it. So that could be fun. Like I said, I'd almost want to see that in a new Friday movie where it's like you have elements from like part 6 where it starts to get campier and sillier, but then also have the brutality of like those original movies. So hopefully that's what we get in a new Friday film. And I would love for if Sam Raimi was to do it, that would be awesome. I don't think he will, but maybe, let's keep the hope alive. Why not? I wish they would make the characters in Possession movies speak Latin only with a distorted voice filter. Hearing a so-called possessed person speak English isn't scary. Well, it depends on the situation, I think. I think sometimes, yes, it is very scary to see like a possessed like person, like a child, for example, just start speaking Latin, like a language they don't know. And it's like, whoa, that's scary as hell. But I also kind of like the back and forth between like the priests in The Exorcist and Reagan, like when she's possessed. There's some really good dialogue back and forth there. That's like really scary and done right. It all depends on execution, I think. I think it's all about how they do it. It really is. So, but you make a good point. That is definitely, I think that is just an easy way to scare your audience is to have like a little girl start speaking Latin because it's like that's super unnatural. It's a scary thing to see. Welcome back, Gavin. Welcome back to the stream. We're going for at least until 5. Yes, 100% yes. Oh my God, I would be head over heels in love if they decided to cast me for whatever reason. I would literally, like, you could chop my head off in the very beginning scene. I don't care. If I got to hang out on a set for a couple of days, that would literally be the dream. My God. That would be awesome. Good stuff, B. What cast would you like to see in a new Friday the 13th film? I'd want to see like camp counselors again, honestly. I mean, I know that's maybe an unpopular opinion. Mafe. One of those is right. I almost would love to. I would love to see like camp counselors again, just getting killed by Jason. Back to basics, make it fun. Why not? Like, I just feel like with this franchise, we have an opportunity to go back to that and do something that not every other horror franchise is doing. So. What time is it for you, Jake? Oh, it's 4:45, about to be here, 4:44, and it'll be 5 o'clock in 16 minutes. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna probably run for another 16 minutes, and then we're out, is what I'm thinking. So Sam Raimi would do better with a Freddy movie rather than Jason. And Justin, I probably would agree with you. I see what you're like. I totally see. I think it was Carrie who suggested that to do Sam Raimi doing a Jason movie, which I could see happening. But Sam Raimi likes to play around with like the more like more fever dream style stuff, and it's right there. Dream, fever dream, bam. Go check out a Sam Raimi movie. Sam Raimi doing Freddy, I think would flow a little better with his style. He could do the crazy dreamscapes and all that. I agree, Justin. I think that works. So I missed your comment about Power Rangers, but Sam Raimi style. See, I never really watched that much Power Rangers, so I couldn't give you anything super crazy there. So Eastern time. There you go. Hey, you're that Jake Killboy guy. Oh, you're on Fate Decided. Yeah, that's me. I go by 2 names. I am the decider of fate. I am Fate Decided. What's up, Fate? Welcome to the stream. I just wanted to say, everybody, make sure to catch the Lethal Collective stream at 6 o'clock tonight. I unfortunately will not be able to make it, but make sure to check it out. I'm usually there. So, but today I'm unable to be there. Unfortunately, we're starting filming tonight, doing a bunch of stuff. I do kind of want to finish The Sadness, though. Not gonna lie. So we are gonna start filming tonight at some point. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be a really good time. I can't wait for you guys to see the movie in December when it comes out. So, what's your fave werewolf movie? I was watching Silver Bullet last night, and damn, that one's a classic. Like, Silver Bullet's probably my number 2. Not gonna lie. I really love Silver Bullet. I haven't seen Dog Soldiers yet. I hear it's fantastic. It looks amazing. I've seen a scene from it, so it looks crazy. But American Werewolf in London, probably my number 1. Probably first place. I don't know. It hits. It's a great flick. It's a good time. I am absolutely roaching my voice right now. I don't know why. So, yeah, there you go. Mod Carrie is saying hit the like button. Go ahead. Go nuts and do it. Hit that. I don't know. Like, go ahead and go for it. And if you don't, I'll send you a copy.
I'll send you a copy.
So there you go. Because when you're here, it's always prime time. KillJoy Jake stuff.
Prime time, bitch.
Always prime time. When I don't even know, like, no, that doesn't even make any sense. That one was a little. I was being a little buzzy there, Jake. Little buzz.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
Okay, that one definitely didn't. That one didn't make any sense. That one definitely was a bit out there. But did I still do it? Of course, because that's funny. Fuck it. But yeah, welcome to the chat. Fate Decided, where we goof around and put a lot of weird clips and make them a part of the stream, and literally never have a reason to use them. Like, when am I gonna use this?
America! Fuck yeah!
I'm never going to use that. There's never going to be an in context situation where it's just like, yeah, definitely I can use that. But you know what? I still added it because it's just fantastic. I love it. Funny stuff. And just for you, Carrie, I'll throw this one out there for you. Ba-bam!
I'm addicted to dabbing. I've had issues going out in public before.
Good stuff. Some good stuff from all those. I can tell Nightwatch, someone is excited to talk some Friday the 13th. Yeah, Nightwatch really likes the Friday the 13th movie, so. Some good stuff. Just do a live of like an hour-long clip. That would be hilarious. That'd be a hilarious little thing. I should go live on like April 1st and just not say anything. Like, just for an hour. Like, I'm curious. I'm curious what the response would be. Would I lose subscribers? Would people be like, this is horrible? Or would people be like, this is art? Maybe people start theorizing in the comments about like, why is Jake just sitting there? What is happening right now? The dabber gets me every time. Good, Carrie. Good. I'm so happy. That's why I put it in there. But getting back on track, because this is a Friday the 13th live stream, and we only got 10 more minutes. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going crazy. A satanic cult goes to Crystal Lake to channel Jason, but he kills them. But in the meantime, they did cast a spell and that haunts the Crystal Lake grounds with demons and spirits. One of them possesses Jason. Not gonna lie, I don't hate that, Ty Lee. And why I don't hate that is because you could have the same setting of Crystal Lake, the camp and all that, but maybe there's like a satanic cult going on the other side of the lake, while on this side, like the main focus could be camp counselors that run into a satanic cult that resurrect Jason from the bottom of the ocean. I'm almost not even against that. I almost think that would be kind of fun. That could be really interesting. I do like the idea of having more than one antagonist in your horror movie too, where if you have a satanic cult, maybe they bring to life some kind of evil demon or something, some evil spirit. So I almost wouldn't be against that. That could be interesting. So do you have a favorite plot twist in scary movies? I don't know if anything specific comes to mind. I think there are like right and wrong ways to do plot twists, and some where it's like, this feels a little unnecessary. This is a little too obvious. I feel like the best way to do it is not always make the most unsuspecting character your like, for example, killers, murder mystery. I think that the best murder mystery isn't like making the most like not obvious person the killer. Sometimes it's just making the most obvious person the killer. Sometimes that's the best twist, because like sometimes sometimes like the most obvious answer is the right answer, and there's some truth to that. Because if you make someone who's just so obviously not the killer, it's gonna make it a little like insane. It's gonna be a little too out there, a little too ridiculous, and then you're gonna have people complaining about that. I would almost rather have a murder mystery where it's a little obvious, but like, yeah, like of course it's got to be that person, opposed to being like straight A student girl who doesn't ever do anything wrong and suddenly she starts killing. Like, I don't know. You gotta give me a little more than that. You know, you gotta give me like, why did she start killing? What was her motivation to do this when she was like the straight A student kind of character like that? So it's always tough to do. My favorite plot twist maybe this is underrated, but I've always loved the twist at the end of Final Destination 5. I really like that. That's really well done. What a good way to connect it to your other movies too. I don't know. I've always thought that was a lot of fun, and I just didn't see it coming at all. It was just like, what? No way. See, you can do that with twists in general, though. You can make something so out of the blue work when it works, but if you have a killer who's so obviously just not the killer, that's when it's like, okay, yeah. What Fate Decided says, Jake, if I handed you $1 million to make a movie, but you can't do horror, thriller, anything along those lines, what type of movie you making? I would probably make something that's like a comedy, something along those lines. I love horror and I love comedy, and I love good drama too. I would probably make comedy with like a really well done dramatic aspect to it, but like a dark comedy where it's like it's not necessarily like you have a main character who's just like having a bad fucking day. Like, and all the humor is derived from this dude just like having a horrible fucking day. Like something along those lines I think would be a lot of fun. Like that doesn't even step into horror. It's just like guy is just tragic humor. Like I feel like that could be really fun. So another campy dark horror comedy. See, there you go. It's so tough for me to not imagine anything with horror in it. Like I know I want to do, like, if I ever do start really making movies, I would love to start making like horror movies, horror comedies. I love dark horror comedies where it's like there's just a touch of comedy. It's not like too much, but it's just enough to work. I feel like Shaun of the Dead is a really good example of that. Like, it's silly, you know, it's silly, but it also has a lot of really good dramatic moments. Like, you have a character who's struggling to keep his relationship alive with Liz, and it's done in a very artsy way that's a little goofy, sure, but also has some really scary and serious moments throughout. I love that movie. I think it's great. Something like Cooties, but where they didn't just tack on that ending, man. Ugh. I loved Cooties up until the ending. Cooties was fun. I really liked Cooties, but like the whole ending sequence is like, why is this here? What's going on? People complain regardless if it's an obvious killer or random out of nowhere killer. You got a point, but sometimes you can set something up to just be perfect. Like maybe the character who has been there alongside the main character the entire time is secretly the killer the whole movie. Like that to me is always the best. When you make a character who's out front and center the entire movie, the killer. When it's just like, what? Oh my God, I was not expecting that. That's crazy. Yeah, sure. Like it's a dark comedy for sure. Like definitely has that dark bit of humor. But I think at its forefront, what we're really trying to do with Scream is make it much more of heighten the horror aspect, like a lot. That's the big thing we're doing with Red Right Hand. There's some funny moments, for sure. There's definitely going to be some silly moments. I feel like it would be hard for me to not. Like I'm too goofy of a dude to not implement a little bit of goofy humor in something I write. So there's definitely there's a lot of jokes. There's a lot of jokes, a lot of silly stuff, a lot of meta humor too. But there's also a lot of really dark and brutal moments throughout, which I feel like some people might not love. So, this is a good point. But I feel like Kevin Williamson doesn't exactly see it as a horror comedy specifically. He sees it as a horror commentary. Like he sees it as a commentary on the genre, and it's poking fun at it. So technically it is a horror comedy, but like I think a lot of people I think a lot of people take it as a horror comedy, but it's much more of like a commentary and making fun of what is horror more than anything. So. But yeah, like, basically it's a horror comedy. At its core, yeah, sure. Like, basically. But yeah, like, Carrie makes a really good point here. It's serious when it needed to be. And, like, a lot of horror comedy is just silly throughout. But, like, you gotta have those moments where there's a serious moment. There's a bit of drama that Scream does really well. For instance, like the whole stuff with Sydney's mom being explained throughout that movie is done really well. And that's very dramatic and serious. But then you also have really silly moments. Like, for example, I even have this just ready to go.
I'll send you a copy.
Bitch went down. Like, that's funny. You know what I mean? We have the next scene. We have Tatum talking about that. Like, that's hilarious. We also have this from the latest installment.
Holy shit, it's Ghostface!
Like, that visibly made me crack up. That was like, oh my God, that's so funny. And it's a lot because of Jack Quaid just being himself in that scene, which is so funny. But yeah, like, it's really tough to define horror comedy, I think, because like that kind of implies that there's a horror element throughout and there's a comedic aspect throughout. But to me, I'd almost rather have just a horror movie where you have little comedic elements when things start to slow down a little bit, like have a little funny moment there and then heighten the horror, then slow down, have a funny moment. Cool. Okay. Hey, everything's fine. Oh my God, something scary just happened. Like I like that, the whiplash in tone. I've always loved that about films. It's something that we're highly implementing with Red Right Hand. And I hope it works. I hope it works for y'all. I hope it works for y'all as much as it works for me. So another good point from Extron Gaming, not overly exaggerated. It's subtle. It's very subtle. Oh man, can't wait to, Sydney, you're starting to sound like one of those Wes Carpenter flicks. Like I'm paraphrasing. I don't know. That's not the exact line, but like, that's really subtly funny because it's wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not in your face horror. It's not in your face comedy. So it's a lot of different things all at the same time. I think that would be your response. No, that's not weird because that would be my response if there was a guy in a Ghostface costume with a knife coming after me. I would just be like, holy shit, it's Ghostface!
Holy shit, it's Ghostface!
Like, that's exactly me right there. Crawled up in a corner, scared out of my mind, go.
Holy shit, it's Ghostface!
Okay, am I overusing that clip? Maybe a little bit. But yeah, so I don't know. The last thing I should say should probably be about Friday the 13th, since this is a Friday the 13th stream. And I will say that I'm really excited for the future of this franchise. Now that we finally are done with this lawsuit, are we going to get something new from the Friday the 13th franchise? I say yes. I say, yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. I hope we get something new. I hope we get another movie. And I hope it's similar to like X, where X was so laid back and chill and so surprisingly different for an A24 movie. I was really expecting them to implement some kind of like social message. And sure, there's some commentary on like the different seasons of life, all that. But I really just want like a chill, relaxed Friday the 13th movie that is just back to basics slasher. That's what I want more than anything. I don't really want a requel. So I really hope that happens. That would be cool. So I'm going to respond to a few more comments and we're probably going to end the stream, but thank you guys all for stopping by and saying hey and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. John Kavanaugh says, thanks for all the great work you do, Jake. Thank you. Thank you for watching it. I couldn't do it without you, so I appreciate that. Hope you make it out to Northern Cali soon. I wish I could pay for your trip, but I can't afford that. You seem like a genuine and cool dude. Well, thank you, John. I appreciate it. If you're out in Northern Cali, we'll have to get something. I'll go hang out somewhere and I'll be like, yo, John, I'm here. So thank you so much, John. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. So peace out, Extron. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I didn't know you were in part 1. Look at you chopping down those logs. If you're talking about the creepy dude who's chopping down trees, I don't know if I really look like him or not, but hey, there you go. I could see Jake saying that at this point. Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you all for stopping by the stream. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me for this wonderful Friday evening on this super spooky Friday the 13th. I believe I'm going to finish The Sadness and then go start filming in like an hour. So I'm super excited. Watch The Sadness. By the way, if you take nothing else away from the stream, go watch The Sadness on Shudder. It's fantastic. I'm not even sponsored. Crazy. Go watch it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Da-da.